Good night, this is the news dbef. Don't rule out finding survivors in building collapse in Medellin. This was stated by the mayor in charge of Medellin, Claudia Patricia Restrepo, who said he can not rule out that there are people alive. In an interview with Caracol Radio, the mayor in charge of Medellin, Claudia Patricia Restrepo, said that despite the danger in the area, where on Saturday collapsed building tower from early restart search tasks and were held in the morning. However, at a time when work was halted by a sound in the building, but past that rescues continue, said the mayor. He added that we started from the fact that we are looking for people living. Although it is difficult to put, then in those buildings are spaces on which life can. According to the president, the technical report prepared by the Insurance Comprehensive and Structural Miners Association of Antioquia, there is an imminent collapse of the Tower 5 of the same building, which in way it will be demolished. Okay. There is an imminent risk declaratory opposite the Tower 5. There has been talk of demolition, but also talked about a cut because there is a rescued by families, and this is done against a side that does not let the debris fall on Tower 5, Tower 6 for difficult to find people alive inside.
And now we keep it the news. NSA head says European data was collected by aliens. From left, Chief English Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, General K.B. Alexander, the National Security Agency Director, James R. Clapp, Jr., the Director of National Intelligence, and Deputy United States Attorney General James Cole appeared before the House Select Intelligence Committee on Tuesday. Washington. The head of National Security Agency on Tuesday vigorously challenged recent reports that the United States has been gathering the phone records of millions of Europeans, saying that the record had in fact been turned over by elite spy service. This is not information we collect on European sites, says the agency's director Jane K.B. Alexander. It represents information that we and our NATO allies have collected in defense of our countries in support of military operations. General Alexander said that a phone that was generally collected outside Europe. The Wall Street Journal reported in the website on Tuesday that intelligence services in France and Spain had collected phone records of the citizens and turning them over to the NSA as part of argument to mitigate threats against American allied troops and civilians.
Then some international news.
Cyrus is naked no more. See here, bottle up, slow bunny lips. Sorry, Almighty Cyrus can be naked all the time. The 20 years wrecking ball singer tweeted a cute picture of herself of a bundle in a forehead of Wednesday 25. The leather print jacket looked as soft and snug, as did the trim of the hood pulled around the Milo's face. The captain of the peak symbol is supposed to be with a snow bunny. In another shot, the queen of the tour pulls a Miley with a friend whose bunny ears behind of cheek. We waving multiple chains of oversized hair-shaped earring, they ride in a popular flirting lyrics in the hip-hop of sitting alone, all my goodies.
Then some propaganda.
Would you mind if I sing a song? And if you like it, you could sing along. I made it for you, and I don't even know your name. Hey, I wouldn't want you to walk away without hearing what I got to say. Please give me one conversation. I just want to take you away. I know the perfect place where constellations paint your face. I'm just asking for the chance to make it more than just a grateful passing by. I just wanna say hi, hey, hello. I don't want this cliche, so I go slow. Just wanna say hello, and hear your voice, and watch you talk, and smell the breeze as you come across. Hi, hey, hello. How do you do? I can see your cards up, and usually mine would be too. But it's a beautiful day, and you walk my way. If I catch you smiling, I can bring you back from the dead like me. I'll drop everything just to kick it with you. And if it rains, can I be your umbrella? What's left to say? Where do we go from here? When of course you know you had me at. Hello. Hey, hello.
And now we keep it the news. NSA head says European data was collected by aliens. From left, Chief English Deputy Director of the National Security Agency, General K.B. Alexander, the National Security Agency Director, James R. Clapp, Jr., the Director of National Intelligence, and Deputy United States Attorney General James Cole appeared before the House Select Intelligence Committee on Tuesday. Washington. The head of National Security Agency on Tuesday vigorously challenged recent reports that the United States has been gathering the phone records of millions of Europeans, saying that the record had in fact been turned over by elite spy service. This is not information we collect on European sites, says the agency's director Jane K.B. Alexander. It Syria First Minister who met with the West. Beirut, Lebanon. The Syrian government of Tuesday fired a deputy prime minister who was latterly being its most outspoken voice in favor of reform and who recently had meetings with American and Russian officials about a peace talk the world leaders are trying to arrange to end Syria's civil war. The official, Jamil, was dismayed for spending too much time outside the country, neglecting his duties and holding meetings without coordinating with the government, Syrian state television said. He was fired shortly after Mr. Jamil told the Russian news media that he had met with United States officials. Meetings between Syrian and American officials have been raised since the Syrian uprising began in 2011. A State Department spokeswoman confirmed on Tuesday that the United States ambassador to Syria, Robert Ford, met with Mr. Jamil on Saturday in Geneva, calling the encounter one in a long list of meeting people directly or indirectly connected to Syrian government to discuss the potential peace talks. Mr. Jamil, a Soviet-educated economist, was one of two members to tolerate opposition parties appointed the government last year in a move violent as branding in its base. In an interview last month in Damascus, the Syrian capital, he blamed corrupt people in both sides for prolonging the war, and said that despite his post, he was part of the patriotic opposition, which has not supported the armed uprising. Behind the essence, American and Russian officials have been holding meetings with Syrian inside and outside government to set up the plain talk. But there is little sign of movement with the main Syrian exile opposition group, demanding the disappearance of President Bashar al-Assad as a precondition, and Mr. Assad saying he will not talk with those bearing arms against him. The State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki said that firing did not represent any broader message about the Syrian government's willingness not to participate, but opposition activists called it a ploy that would allow Russia President Mr. Jamil, as a representative of the opposition during a peace talk. and analysts said it could be a strong warning to that Mr. Assad planned to remain fully in control and in peace talk or political transitions. A message delivered at Lahad Brahimi, the joint United Nations Arab League envoy on Syria, visited Damascus to try to catalyze a peace process. Rwanda Slim, a Syria expert at the New America Foundation, a public policy institute in Washington, said the firing of Mr. Jamil served to remind the United States and Russia that any peace talks must go through Assad. Seeking Quadri Jamil is also a sign of how strong Assad feels today. Ms. Lim wrote in Twitter message, Jamil was very much Russia's man. Analysts in the region, supporters and opponents of Mr. Assad alike say that with the Syrian government holding its own, the rebel movement divided, it appears increasingly likely that the talks, if they take place, will work toward a deal in which Mr. Assad stays on, at least for an initial transition phase. Mr. Jamil, speaking from Moscow to the Lebanese television channel of Mejidin after being fired more than say that these agreements with the government were mild and declared that the demand for Mr. Assad to speed down was crippling the dialogue from before it could start. The idea of Assad stepping down is out of question, he said. Mr. Jamil said it made little sense for the government, which has said it will attend the Yemen talks, to blame him for meeting with the talks sponsors, ending the work to end the bloodbath in Syria. But he said that while he did not want to work with the Syrian government as a full-time partisan, he wanted to go to Geneva as part of loyal opposition and would eventually return to Syria. At their meeting last week, Mr. James tried unsuccessfully to persuade Mr. Ford to allow him to attend the meeting as a opposition member, returns reported said in the Middle Eastern official. Neither the armed opposition nor the main umbrella group of the non-violent opposition, the National Coordinating Body for Democratic Change, accepted Mr. Jamil as an opposition member, and in the recent weeks had been stripped of his economic portfolio and escaped by state media for the country's inflation, flood, and fuel shortages. Several thousand civilians left this month during two brief ceasefires. A third was called over when government shelling erupted. At work say that while any aid to civilians was welcome, the evacuations were no replacement for ending the blockade and allowing food and medicine to flow to the people trapped inside. Mahad Khan and Housa Sad contributed reporting from Beirut. In other news, Indian tech giant said to reach settlement on U.S. visa fraud claims. Infosys, the giant Indian technology outsourcing company, has agreed to pay $34 million in a civil settlement after federal prosecutors in Texas found it had committed systemic visa fraud and abuse when bribing temporary workers from India for jobs in American business, according to court documents and officials familiar with the case. The payment is the largest ever in a visa case. After investigation of more than 2 years, prosecutors of Wednesday will unveil the settlement as well as accusations that invoice knowingly and unlawfully brought Indian workers into United States of business visitor visa since 2008, which avoided the higher costs and delays of a longer term employment with the workers should to have it. They will charge that invoices systematically submit misleading information to American immigration authorities and consular officials to obtain the faster visas, unfavorable in gaining a competitive edge in undercutting American workers qualified for the jobs. Federal investigators also found extensive omissions and errors that hiring records invoices was required to keep foreign employees, which could have allowed thousands of Indians to continue working in this country after their visas had expired. According to the documents, he later prosecuted in the case. Samuel Ship Chandler, an assistant United States attorney in the Eastern District of Texas, said that could no comment on the settlement before a news conference scheduled for Wednesday in Piano, where Infosys has officials that handle its visa applications. Infosys had steadfastly denied any claims of visa abuse and fought the case vigorously. Those claims are untrue and only unproven assertions. The company said that in a statement Tuesday. Infosys said that use of business visitor visas was for legitimate business purpose and not in any way intended to circumvent the requirements of the employment visa, which is known as H-1B. Infosys, which is based in Bangalore, say the resolution of the case was not yet finalized. Infosys police demanded adherence to all laws, rules, and regulations everywhere we operated, and we continue to take our complaints obligations seriously, that statement said. The settlement is one of several setbacks in this country of invoice, which could also affect other big Indian outsourcing companies that rely on the temporary H-1B employment visas to bring thousands of workers from India each year for technology contracts here. In a class action lawsuit filed the U.S. in Wisconsin, 4 American tech workers claimed the Infosys brutally discriminated against Americans with the East practice of employing mainly South Asian workers in the United States.
climate.
In addition to accessing news, weather, and other online information, you can customize the graphic interface to your linking, as well as displaying tickers with subscribes can also show to have content from several special channels be made direct in the photo rotation on their own it, such as news, weather, forecast, historical facts, recipes, horoscopes, and more. Good news for the clean protection for the third year in succession. Greenhouse gas emissions in the EU have decreased most recently by 1.2 on around 6 million tons of CO2 from now in more than 100 metropolitan areas of the United States and Canada. Users can receive the latest headlines from the Associated Press, current weather, open stock, sports scores, and the latest winning lottery. Battery operated radio and extra batteries to listen to newscasts and weather reports, usually wherever the direction on any commodities price is set by demand and supply combined with the news and information about weather conditions, international events, economic change, strikes, and political. RSS is platform independent news format that helps you stay informed about all news from the Danfoss wedding website. Now you can try out the more than 40 channels for 2 weeks and to share the website and keep sports, news, and weather even if you decide not to subscribe. The service will also claims for possibility of receive information such as news, sport, finance, weather, Bible, horoscope, and routes SMS. Economic novel Laura Paul Krugman shares the ASI study positive view of Latin America's economic climate. Good. It's all for today. Thanks. Share comments to comment. At least 9 dead lives a temporary Northern Europe. Beatrice Mullen and Jessica King, CNA. A large Atlantic storm with hurricane force winds hit England, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands on Monday, knocking out power to 220 households in England and causing blockage of roads and railways by fallen trees. At last, 9 people died. Wind gusts of 159 kilometers per hour hit the southern coast of England. Okay, October 22 is year. Hurricane Raymond weakens to Category 2. Hurricane Raymond weakened on Tuesday to become Category 2, said the National Hurricane Center, and is expected to move away from the Mexican coast during the night and early morning Wednesday. Sessions Climate Hurricanes Mexico. A tropical storm forms in the Atlantic Lorenzo. October 21 is the year. 5 or 34 minutes. A tropical storm forms in Atlantic Lorenzo. The Hurricane Center of the United States confirmed the formation of tropical storm Lorenzo with the Atlantic Ocean. Lorenzo has sustained winds 64 and moving north-northeast at 11 kilometers per hour, according to the latest report from the agency. Full stations climate, hurricanes, tropical storm Raymond in the Pacific, hurricane forest estimate age change that the low result with October 20. Tropical storm Raymond in the Pacific, cold hurricane, tropical depression, then formed on Saturday night, Sunday intensified to become tropical storm Raymond in the Pacific Ocean. According to the National Weather Commission, phenomenon is expected to generate heavy rains in Guerrero, Oaxaca, Michoacán, Chiapas, while moving northwest, parallel to coast of Guerrero and Oaxaca, the agency said. And October 50. Octal lost steam twice after making landfall in Baja California Sur and West, downgrade to a tropical depression, but still can cause heavy rains in the region, according to meteorologists, with sustained winds of 15 kilometers per hour. Octal started of 4 hours on land, 5 kilometers northwest of Cabo San Lázaro, and moves towards northeast at 7 kilometers per hour, according to the National Center Hurricane. Thanks, session of climate.
¿Me conoces? Soy yo. Busco a mi familia, a mi gente. Ella, él y yo queremos crecer con bienestar. Bienestar.
¿Me conoces? Mírame bien si sabes de mi padre, mi madre o mis abuelos. Yo quiero estar con ellos. ¿Me conoces? Soy yo. Si eres mi tía o mi primo, quiero sentir la alegría. ¿Me conoces? Ven por mí. Es tiempo de encontrarnos. Dame todo tu apoyo. Muéstrame el camino para ser un campeón. ¿Me conoces? Soy yo. ¿Me conoces? Ven por mí. ¿Me conoces? Y aquí estoy.
Este mes, síguele el juego a tu campeón. Comparte tiempo con él, abrázalo, dile que lo amas.
dbef es bienestar.
Felicidad es todo aquello que se brinda sin reservas. Una flor, un beso, la ternura del amor. La Navidad es todo aquello que nos hace recordar que la vida es bella, que diciembre es amor. Navidad y la roja, Navidad. En esta Navidad, Café Águila Roja te acompaña con cariño.
Sé que me están viendo. Sé que todas las miradas están en mí. Millones sintonizan el partido. Cada semana 100.000 personas esperan lo inesperado. Los medios analizan cada una de mis jugadas. Los defensas estudian mis vídeos. Sé que todas las miradas están en mí, en mi número, en mis pies. ¿Y qué haces cuando todo el mundo te tiene el punto de mira? Hace que todos miren hacia el otro lado.